The real pirates of the Caribbean. Beyond the myth, the curse of the Salt Crown. They weren't drunkards with parrots on their shoulders or misfits chasing treasure maps. The real pirates of the Caribbean were far more terrifying and far more human. Ex-soldiers, escaped slaves, orphaned boys, and runaway women, united by hunger, hatred for empire, and the dream of freedom on their own terms. Between 1650 and 1730, these sea wolves ruled the waves with cannon and courage, carving out their own anarchic society on the edge of the world. Their black flags were not symbols of greed, but defiance. This is their true story. Empires rot. The roots of piracy, Europe's thirst for gold and sugar, soaked the Caribbean in blood. Spanish galleons crammed with Aztec and Incan treasure sailed vulnerable routes back to Europe, tempting rivals like England and France. But open war was risky. So these powers hired privateers, essentially pirates with permission. Men like Sir Francis Drake and Henry Morgan sacked Spanish cities with royal blessings. But when peace arrived in 1713 with the Treaty of Utrecht, tens of thousands of sailors were suddenly unemployed. No more pay, no more plunder, just hunger, disease, and betrayal. Out of this betrayal, true piracy was born. The Caribbean, with its endless coves, weak colonial defenses, and proximity to slave and trade routes, became the perfect haven for the unwanted. A new flag rises, the Brotherhood of the Coast. Unlike the tyrannies they escaped, pirate ships were often democratic. Captains like Bartholomew Roberts were elected by crew vote. Officers could be removed by popular demand. Pirates divided loot equally. Everyone had a share: quartermaster, gunner, even the cook. In contrast, British Navy sailors were often flogged and starved, while merchant ship captains grew rich off unpaid labor. Pirate codes, written contracts among crews, outlined rights, punishments, and compensation for injuries. Lose a leg? You'd get 800 pieces of 8. In these floating communes, many found something they'd never known before: dignity, and they welcomed society's discarded. Black Caesar, once a chained slave, rose to command his own ship. Annebonny and Mary Red, disguised as men, fought shoulder to shoulder with legends like Calico Jack. Sam Bellamy, the Robin Hood of the sea, declared, "Why should we starve while others grow fat with the fruits of our labor?" These weren't just criminals. They were revolutionaries with cannons. The Art of Fear, Blackbeard and Beyond. No name strikes terror like Blackbeard. Real name, Edward Teach. Before battle, he tied burning fuses into his beard and lit them, cloaking his face in smoke. Tall and armed to the teeth, he looked more demon than man. His ship, Queen Anne's Revenge, boasted 40 guns. But strangely, there's no record of him killing a captive. His weapon was fear itself. Dead men don't spread legends, but terrified survivors do. That's why most ships surrendered the moment they saw the black flag. Yet not all pirates played the long game. Charles Vane tortured prisoners by fire. Edward Lowe sliced off ears, noses, and even lips, feeding them to victims. Their brutality wasn't madness, it was policy. Resist and die horribly, surrender and live. To a merchant captain, the choice was clear. Nassau, the Pirate Republic. By 1715, the pirates needed more than ships. They needed a home. They found it in Nassau, a sleepy port in the Bahamas abandoned by the British. Here they created the closest thing to a pirate nation. They called themselves the Flying Gang, 2,000 strong. No taxes, no kings, no masters. Blackbeard blockaded Charleston for medicine. Benjamin Hornigold ruled Nassau like a general. Calico Jack drank and danced beneath the moon with Annebonny. And fugitives, African, Irish, French, indigenous, arrived daily. It was short-lived freedom, but it was freedom. The British Empire had had enough. In 1718, they sent Woodes Rogers, a former privateer turned governor. His orders: end piracy or kill them all. He offered pardons to any pirate who surrendered. Many did. Those who didn't were hunted. Last stand of the outlaws. The end came swiftly. One by one, the pirate kings fell. Charles Vane, betrayed by his own men, was hanged in Jamaica. Calico Jack, captured while drunk, was sentenced to death. Only Bonny and Reed fought the arresting soldiers. Bartholomew Roberts, the most successful pirate in history, died in 1722 under a hail of British grape shot. He'd taken over 400 ships, more than Blackbeard, Vane, and Bellamy combined. His men wrapped his body in chains and threw it overboard. They refused to let the enemy claim his corpse. As pirate captains fell, gallows rose. In Port Royal, London, and Boston, executions became theater. Pirates were hanged with shortened ropes to prolong the suffering. Their bodies were dipped in tar and suspended in iron cages over harbors, left to rot for months. A grim message from empire: